You want to be on the anti-racist side of the spectrum. So I've read a lot of books on this topic. I have taught a lot of classes on this topic, and I had understood schema from a very theoretical sense before. And as I read this book, I think the understanding of schema in practice was the biggest thing I personally took from the book. And she kept repeating it over and over and over. And we're not going to get, this is not going to be one of those teaching classes, but we teach that you have schemas that are set in motion, and this is why racism is like the air we breathe, because you're taking in data to set your schema from the very beginning, from a young child. And then those form biases, and then you can act on those biases and you get prejudiced, and then you have racism as a structure after that, right, and a system after that. So the schema is all the prior knowledge. It's all of the interactions we have, all the things we see that are just sitting there in our heads. They may not be put together yet, but they're sitting there waiting to be used in some sort of inference or in some sort of decision about a situation or a person. And then we encounter a person or a situation, and we take all the things that are piled up in there, and we take what we see of this person or what they said, and then we make an inference or create a bias about them. And so I want to bring this back to gender as an example. Okay, so a long time ago, we just had boys and girls, period. Nobody considered anything else. And then every now and then they're like, oh, we have a boy over there who's a little girly. And we have a girl over there who's a little boy. Maybe we'll call her tomboy. And then she grew up and she's still practicing those. And then we became to understand the concept of verbalize. The concept was always there. And give name to the concept of a lesbian and a gay person. And then we're like, okay, we got that, we understand that. And then those people in the middle who are like, oh, I'm androgynous, I'm neither. You know, like I'm neither boy, no girl. And then the lesbians started wearing lipstick and dresses and skirts, and we're like, wait a minute, I can't just walk up to one and say that that person's a lesbian? And then transgender entered, and we all kind of got behind Caitlin and then got away from Caitlin when her politics came out. And then we decided that, you know, everybody could pee where they wanted to pee. Or at least I decided that, I hope you're on board. And then came genderqueer, and gender nonconforming, and gender non-binary. And we realized that we can't just look at somebody anymore, because our schema has now been filled with more than boy and girl. And we just take a look at the person in front of us, short hair, long hair, you know, bigger shoulders, and we make a decision whether this is a boy or a girl. Our schema now knows that there's a bunch of different options. And so when we see a picture like, or these lovely people in front of me, we can no longer just look at them and decide where or who they are and where they are on the spectrum, right? We have to stop, and we have to gather some more evidence. Evidence is the thing we put with our schemas to make an inference. And we have to find out a little more from these people how they identify, right? We can't just look at them. The two prettiest, most female people on these pictures are transgender individuals, right? You're not going to spot that necessarily if you just see them on the street. And so this is a privilege white people have had. Most human beings have so many encounters on a day-to-day basis, whether it's on TV or in real life, with white people. Our schema is full of different options of how these white people can show up in the world. So we can't just walk up to a white person and say, oh, she's going to be like this, right? We have to gather some evidence from how this person is acting, behaving, what they're saying to us, to decide who we think this person is. And that is essentially what you're trying to build for your child. That is what race-conscious parenting is all about. It's creating a very dynamic and robust schema for your child around race, so that they don't have this one experience with a black person, oh, two experiences with a Hispanic person, and they've decided, oh, when I see a Hispanic person, this is what I'm going to get. Okay? We're trying to rebuild a robust schema for our kids so that they can't make quick inferences. They have to gather evidence in every situation and treat that person like the individual that they are. Okay? And that was one of the things that became clear in action to me that I didn't grasp theoretically about the books I wanted to share that. All right, so race-conscious parenting, all about building the dynamic and robust racial schemas for our kids. Race-conscious parenting acknowledges, names, discusses, and engages racial differences, racial injustices, and I think Most people are comfortable with the differences. Yes, honey. So-and-so is Jewish and practices like this. And yes, honey, so-and-so is Indian and Hindi and practices like this. But we don't often want to burden our kids with the injustices after that point of differences, right? So we discuss racial injustices and the different experiences of power across race and how that plays out in a dynamic. So that's what we're here to do today. All right, I'm back on track.